Welcome to History Spotlight. I'm Crystal Diff, Program Coordinator with Charlotte County Libraries and History. And I'm here today talking with an international sports star that called Charlotte County home. It's my pleasure to introduce Marta Hernandez Burchers.
Oh, hello. I'm excited to be a part of the program and answer your questions.
And we are definitely excited to learn a little bit more about you. I think you're holding our first clue, though. Can you tell us what sport you're famous for?
Of course, my favorite sport is tennis, as you can see. I am an international tennis champion. I started as a Mexican singles titleist, but quickly found opportunities elsewhere. I have been able to win professional tournaments all over the world, from the United States, Canada, France, and of course, Mexico.
Wow. Can you remember how many of these tournaments that you've won?
Oh, well, I believe it's over 200 across all of those countries.
That is quite impressive. Are there any games that really stand out for you?
Yes, let's see. I made it to the quarterfinal round in the US Open twice. Then there was the French Open I played in 1958. In Canada, I became the Canadian singles finalist in 1959.
It must have been exciting to travel to all of those different places. Are you originally from Charlotte County?
No, actually, I was born in Puebla, Mexico on July the 13th, 1933. Over the years, I was able to travel to many different places before I began to call Charlotte County my home.
Was there a tournament that brought you here?
Actually, it was my husband that brought me to the area. I became a resident of Punta Gorda in 1959 after I got married. My husband, Sam Burchers Jr., was one of the original developers of Punta Gorda Isles, so he was very invested in the city and its development. It felt like the perfect place to make our home and start a family. We had 2 children, my boys, Samuel III and Brian. They became successful writers and publishers of their very own series of educational books called Vocabulary Cartoons.
You are quite a successful family. Were you able to continue playing tennis once you settled here?
You know, I did retire from professional tennis once I made my home here. I wanted to focus my attention on raising my sons. That doesn't mean that I didn't continue to play locally. I just didn't take on the international travel that I was used to when I was playing professionally. You know, you have to understand that professional sports weren't the money-making enterprise that they are today. This was especially true for women. I was happy to be able to be a tennis champion and pursue what I loved, but often we would barely make enough for room and board at some competitions. But I still believe I was very lucky to help pave the way.
Of course. So you mentioned that you still played locally. What were some of the tournaments and games that you played here?
I still stayed very active with playing tennis once I moved to Punta Gorda. I played in the Florida doubles tournament in the junior veteran category and was undefeated for 13 consecutive years.
Wow.
In the 70s, I entered the Edison Pageant of Light tennis tournament for women, but not enough women entered to run the competition. I still wanted to participate, so I pleaded my case to the committee. They ended up allowing me to play in the men's division, and I ended up winning. I won the title of the Pageant of Light Men's Crown.
Well, good for you. I hope they were good sports about it. Your legacy lives on in international tennis halls of fame all the way down into Punta Gorda. You even had a court named after you at Charlotte High School, the Marta Hernandez Burchers Tennis Center.
Yes, that is quite the honor.
Well, thank you for telling us a little bit about yourself and your contributions to local and international history today, and also for bringing in some of your trophies and awards. We have this from World Tennis from 1956, so I really enjoyed having you here today and sharing with us.
You're very welcome, and it's been my pleasure.
Thank you. Well, stay tuned for more icons next month on the History Spotlight series and throughout the entire year as we celebrate the Charlotte County Centennial. Thank you.